welcome to Education, Leadership, and Beyond, Surviving and Thriving. And welcome to our live viewing audience, proud member of the Education Podcast Network, Voice Ed Radio Canada, or wherever you are tuning in. Matamoros, PA, or Chapel Hill, North Carolina, friends. Betsy Conaty is here. Conaty, not Conaty.
No, don't get that out of your
mind. Got it. Phil, I'm sorry. We'll get it out of here.
Yeah.
This is Betsy Johnson Conaty, from right here in Matamoros, but grew up locally here, Pond Eddy. We are going to chat with her. Welcome to the podcast, Betsy.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah.
This is great.
Live in studio. She lives a mile away here. And wait till you hear what a superstar she is, an incredible journey, an incredible athlete and person. So, but Betsy, before that, I do want to give a shout out to Now It's Personal, Brad Hughes. If you know me, here's my logo, friends. And Brad has a company called Now It Is Personal. Look at this. It's kind of like a 3D thing. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
I'm not sure if it's really PVC or plastic, but yeah, it's solid. Made this logo here. I created the logo. I sent it to him digitally, and now I got this hanging on my wall. His company is in the show notes. Now It's Personal. I want to give them a shout out for sponsoring the program. You're looking for something to hang in your office. You're looking for a UNC women's soccer logo. Check this out. Now It's Personal. Brad Hughes. Sponsoring today's podcast. We have a special guest in studio today. Again, Betsy Conaty. We bumped into each other in Port Jervis, Leadership Day. I'm walking down the hallway and I just see this woman, tall, strong. I'm like, wow, hi, who are you? Like, you're somebody. Because there was like a glow over her. There was an energy coming off her. I was like, hi. She had a Missouri shirt on, which I thought was a little weird, We'll get to that, her son. But we met, we connected, and here she is live on the podcast. So welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Okay.
Your story, Betsy, is incredible. You're very humble. You're very easy to talk to and get along with. But wow, athletics, leadership, so much. Like, I don't even know where to start. Where do we start?
Start from Pond Eddy and Eldred.
Pond Eddy, grew up right here locally, not far from Port Jervis, attended Eldred School, starred in basketball, soccer, and softball. You played 5 years of varsity basketball?
Varsity softball, yes. Yeah. 4 years of varsity soccer and basketball.
Did you know you were good at that age? Like, when did you know that you were good?
This really goes back, I have to say. I have 3 older brothers, so I'm the youngest. And it was always survival of the fittest. Yeah. And so we were always out just throwing the football. Football was my favorite. And we were just always playing football. We were just always playing. So, yeah, it was just fun. Any sport was fun for me. So I just really enjoyed that. And you had to be tough to have 3 older brothers.
Yeah.
So.
And did they baby you? And did they tackling you?
No. So I remember one time out with my brother playing football, and he tackled me, and I fell behind. And he's like, never fall behind. You got to fall forward and get the yards.
Yeah.
But tell me what you think now. So, my parents would go out for the day or something. And my oldest brother's 8 years older than me. And then 6 years older, a year and a half. And they used to put me in a winter coat, football helmet, or a motorcycle helmet. And we had a little side knoll yard. And they'd all be up there with their friends with the BB guns. And I had to walk, and when I got hit, I had to say ping and turn around and ping and turn around.
Oh my God.
True story. And you couldn't run away because, it was summertime, you had shorts on. They'd shoot your legs, so you couldn't run away. So that was them babying me. But it all worked out okay because I was allowed. Then my brother, who was only a year and a half older than me, then we all got to shoot him. So funny games.
They didn't have that sport at Carolina, shoot the sister. Yeah.
So my parents didn't know about that. So obviously they didn't know about that because that wouldn't have gone over. But one time I was going to be in the football program. They were doing an article on me and my toughness, and it was going to be in the football program, and the athletic department sent it to my parents. And so I tell that story, and I get this call from my parents after they get it. Like, what? That's how they found out.
Wow. And when did you know soccer was going to be where you wanted to go? When did it? Sophomore year, junior year?
Probably closer sophomore, junior year. I mean, I liked all the sports, but truly, you could hit people in soccer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
basketball, you get those 5 stupid fouls.
Those
Good
refs
fun.
always calling,
Right.
calling it tight.
But yeah, and then making the Empire State team. So I, at one point, softball. I love softball. I was just not active enough. So at one point, I realized that it would be soccer, but I wasn't going to just stop. I was playing all sports all year round anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And did you know you wanted to play in college? Like, did you? Hey, I want to play on a high level. I know total sports is what it is now.
Right.
Then it's not what it is now.
Right.
But on a high level, Division I?
Yeah, so I recall starting to get letters, I think, from colleges probably by the end of my sophomore year, and from all the sports, not just soccer, from basketball, from other sports.
Wow.
And that's when I started thinking, okay, something I should probably think about. And yeah, that's what it was. Decided I was definitely better at soccer than the other sports. So, and I enjoyed soccer the most. So
Yeah.
It was kind of a no-brainer.
You were naturally fast, or you were grinding, running sprints, all that kind of stuff?
I trained hard, but I definitely trained hard. But the training back then and training by myself isn't anything. I think now, like my knowledge now, what I know, how much better I might have been able to be back then.
Sure.
So.
And back then, even my parents too, right? You just went out and played.
Yes.
Your parents weren't driving you to AAU, taking you to the gym, right? You were just training on your own.
We lived on a hill, and I was running sprints up and down the hill.
Wow.
Just running around the town, kind of. My parents and my brothers did have to do a lot of traveling with Empire State games because our practices were either at West Point or in Suffern, and so they had to do a lot of traveling with that.
Yeah.
So that was good.
And if you're watching the show live, jump in and say hello. But Google Betsy Johnson, North Carolina. Just Google it. There's a ton of articles come up, a ton of information. Betsy, you went to Carolina, and you were in the middle of this dynasty to start. Like unbelievable. You won 3 national championships. Played for. I don't want to mispronounce it. Anson Dorrance?
Dorrance, yes.
Dorrance. Coach Dorrance, who's still at Carolina. Yeah. You were on the verge of winning 4 national championships your senior year, but just incredible. Tell me about going from tiny Eldred, Pond Eddy, to University of North Carolina. Michael Jordan's there, the Dean Dome. Wow.
So there's always that, am I going to fit in? Athletically, I was there for the tryout, so I kind of saw them. They saw me, so I still knew I really had to work hard, but you just wonder socially, academically, coming from a small school, and I had other I had a few different offers. So I had other schools I was looking at, and one of them was Hartwick. That was a smaller school.
Okay.
And my mom joked about that guy Dave Robinson was at our dinner table, more than my brothers were. And he, the other schools would tell him, hey, you don't want to go there. You're going to play, you don't want to go there. You want to be a big fish in a little pond or a little fish in a big pond. And
but people, I'm sorry, did people up here know North Carolina? Did they? I mean, obviously the dynasty wasn't there yet.
Yeah,
Jordan wasn't Jordan.
Not for soccer, and actually the year before I got there, so that was 81. Men's basketball won the national championship.
Oh wow!
Right, that was Sam Perkins and
Worthy.
And then women's soccer won the national championship, and men's lacrosse won the national championship all the year before I got there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was known as a basketball school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but if you ask Dean Smith said it's a soccer school.
Yeah. Well, Dean was a great guy. Wow. So you get there. Were you homesick? Did it fit right in?
I loved it right from the get-go, but there was some of that, homesick. I missed my brothers or my family, but they would come down to games, and you were so busy with the team. We're so busy training and whatnot, and just a great group of girls. Even today, we all do stuff together. We all still get together, and just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just a lot of fun.
Do you go to games? Do you go down to
Every now and then, when there's a reunion or something going on, we'll go down on our way down south in the winter. We'll stop at Chapel Hill.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible here again. Betsy Conaty here live in studio with us. Was school easy? Again, here in Port Jervis schools, we always talk about student athlete. Did they make you go to study hall? Were you studying on your own? They checking your grades? Like,
Absolutely.
talk to me about all of that.
Absolutely, yeah. So every freshman athlete had to go to study hall. So that was mandatory. And as long as you got over a certain GPA after your freshman year, you didn't have to go anymore. But mandatory study hall. And I remember it was in Keenan Stadium. They had, all the rooms in Keenan Stadium. And
At the football stadium,
you're
wondering. Yeah.
So, you'd go in there and you'd have to sign in. They'd have people there. You would give them, you'd let them know what tests you had coming up, what papers you had coming up. They'd have tutors if you needed. They'd just check to make sure you're doing stuff. We tried to sneak out one night, and that was kind of funny too. Yeah, because all my friends, the upperclassmen, were going uptown for a little bit, and one of my teammates and I were like, "That door's open. That sliding glass door's open." Well, we got out into the stadium and down to the football field. We couldn't find a way out of the stadium. We had to go back up and knock on the slider.
Usually it's the other way around. They're
Yeah.
trying to sneak into the stadium.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had to go back up and knock.
Wow.
We're like, oh, we just stepped outside for a minute.
So you get there, you win a national championship in your freshman year. You scored the game-winning goal.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
All right. So the week leading up to this championship, one of the coaches and all these drills that we did, one of the coaches.
Where are you, by the way? Where is it?
In Orlando, Florida.
You're in Orlando.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And he just drilled into our heads, follow up on every shot. Follow up on every shot. Like basketball, you shouldn't shoot the ball and admire your shot.
Get in there.
Get in there, right? Same with soccer. On every shot, follow up. It could hit the crossbar, it could hit the keeper, whatever. And so I remember our forward broke through, and now she's going 1v0, just the keeper coming out. So the keeper comes out, she chips the keeper, and I remember in my mind hearing Kip was the one coach, follow up on every shot, follow up on every shot. So now I'm sprinting to follow up. Of course, my defender's here, and so we're both sprinting. In soccer, you call it swimming.
Contact,
you call it swimming. You're trying to get something in front of them. I'm trying to get in front of her, and we're just sprinting. Well, the ball hits the crossbar, bounces down,
Oh, my God.
comes a little bit out, and now just at a full sprint, I come in and I nail it straight up in the air. It's like under the crossbar and in.
Oh, because you were that close.
Yeah, I was like 5-10 feet
Wow.
away. But if it was any further out,
You would have
and I did that,
Wow.
yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, so game-winning goal.
And you remember it right now?
Just like that. Just like that. I remember in the back of my mind, follow up on every shot. Follow up on every shot. Yeah.
And you went on to win.
Yes.
What time of the game was that? How much time was that?
That was in the first half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that was it then? No more scoring?
No, then there was a second goal in the second half, so we ended up winning 2-0.
Oh, wow.
So, but being the first goal, that was the game winner. Yeah. And that was actually the first goal ever scored in an NCAA championship game, because we were AIAW. Women's sports were AIAW before that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow. So really, literally, you were the start of this NCAA championship run with Carolina Soccer.
Well, they won it the year before me.
But they weren't in the NCAA.
It was
Yeah.
AIAW.
Yeah.
And there's a whole group that won it that came in. They were sophomores my freshman year. So that's, they came through.
Yeah.
And they actually won 4 years worth of AIAW and then 3 years of NCAA.
Your coach is still there,
Yes.
Anson Durance.
Yes.
He's still there. It is a legendary program. I mean, you say women's soccer, you think Carolina.
Yes.
Like, you just don't,
Yeah.
It's still just incredible from tiny Eldred up here. So tell me about Anson and like being around such a great coach. He's still there.
He's still there.
48th season
Yeah.
going in this year.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So it's just a lot of, when you talk about like just buzzwords or things you remember. I mean, there's indefatigable human spirit and the never-ending ascension and the competitive cauldron and like his attention to detail. So our practices, the competitive cauldron, every single thing was monitored and recorded. So everything, if you're doing 1v1 drills, if you're doing shooting drills, speed ladders, you had managers there recording everything. So the next day in the hut, which was the big soccer offices, right up on the board, all printed out in black and white, you could see where everybody stood for every single thing. So it was just super competitive all the time, and which kind of gave us a mental edge because we knew, Anson always said, like, you could have bad days, you sometimes think you're on, sometimes you're not, but nobody should ever outwork you. And so, those practices were just so super competitive. And then before every game, you'd actually pull each starter in and sit down and just explain, this is what we expect from you today. This is what we need. And you would walk out there like, here I go. You're like you're walking on water. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he just pumped you up tremendously.
Wow.
Yeah. Just he really, a psychologist. I mean, he really pumped you up.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Did you know UNC was that good back then?
Well, we thought we were.
Yeah. I mean, their program is just incredible.
Yeah.
And they've won 20?
24 maybe.
Wow.
They haven't won it in a few years. They made it to the championship. Maybe last year,
Yeah,
the year
I
before.
feel like it was.
And they were like 30 seconds away from winning, and then they got a goal scored on, went in overtime, and
We watched it. We watched it. Yeah, she scored right in the
at the very end.
I forgot who it was.
It's still, you question if it was, like they nailed the keeper.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, we watched it.
Yeah.
My daughter is a big fan. We watched that game. Wow.
So they haven't won it in a few years, so it's a drought. But Anson's really proud though. At this point, I mean, obviously of all the championships, but right now, the last number of years, they've sent more women to all the pro leagues than any other college. So, it's we really want the championships.
Yeah. And looking back, Betsy, and you look where sports has come, and where women's soccer in particular is right now, the Olympics, the pro leagues. We're going to the Gotham game, next month. How do you feel as a trailblazer, somebody who really helped pave the way for this?
It's funny though to try and think of it that way. I mean, I know that is the case, but we were so fortunate because the ones behind us.
They didn't even get a chance at the end.
So Title IX was a few years prior to us coming in. So, we got in there and, we had, the training table and, the trips and the swag and all this stuff. And, we the scholarships and whatnot, people 4 years or so before us never got that. So we were just like, we're so grateful for them, what they trailblazed for us, and that's kind of the same way. Now you look at it, how it evolved, you're like, oh my goodness, good for them.
When you hear Mia Hamm, when you hear Caitlin Clark, you hear these women, Serena Williams. How do you feel that today's, looking at all this stuff happen?
It's great.
It's great.
Good for them. It's great. Yeah, absolutely.
Mia went on to be a pro, right? The Olympic,
Mia was, I mean, I knew Mia very well, and
she was in the 90s. When was she there?
She was
late 90s?
late 80s, early 90s,
okay,
something like that. Yeah.
Was she on the team where the woman ripped the shirt off? Was that it? Was that team, right? Yeah. That was really the women's soccer.
What was that? The 90 team, maybe
92,
maybe.
Something
like that.
Yeah. Wow. You mentioned in your pre-show notes here about the Olympics.
Yes.
You had a chance here. You were going to the Olympics. Why don't you tell us that story?
So so you have to make all different kinds of teams in order to do it, and the host country gets to choose, I believe, 2 exhibition sports, and they were picking women's soccer and men's baseball. And so then a couple of years in advance, you start making teams and getting ready.
Yeah. Who was the host that year?
84 was LA.
Oh, okay. So it was us.
Yes.
Okay.
So anyway, you're getting ready for it, and so all of a sudden we find out after all these tryouts and whatnot, we find out they took women's soccer out and they put in synchronized swimming. Now, nothing against synchronized swimming. I'd probably drown doing that, but we were just like, synchronized swimming. You don't even get to hit people.
It is cool to watch, but it's not women's soccer.
So then, but then we were told, by 88 in Seoul, women's soccer is definitely going in. So then I thought, okay, I was graduating in 86, so I'll keep playing. I'll figure something out, go somewhere, play, and then still have a shot to make 88 in Seoul. Shortly before 86, before I graduated, the word came down, not 88 in Seoul, but definitely 92 in Barcelona. So at that point, I was like, by 92, I was married and had 2 kids, so.
You were in a different place.
Yep.
That was the year of the Dream Team.
Yes.
Your buddy, Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Wow. What was it like to be in touch with Jordan before he became Michael Jordan? Aaron Jordan.
Way back then, you just think, you're sitting in the whirlpools with Sam Perkins or Michael Jordan, and you don't think anything of it, and just joking around at different times. And as I said, Carolina women had won the national championship the year before. Men's basketball won the year before. So I was standing there joking around with Michael Jordan, and we're just like, well, we're going to win it again. He's like, well, we're going to win it again. And I was like, all right, make you a bet on that. It's like, all right, we got a bet at dinner. We won it. They didn't. So I was like, what's up? He goes, this year, double or nothing. Like, you're on. We won it. They didn't.
You won again?
So it was funny. Never got my dinner.
So Michael owes you dinner.
A few of them.
A few of them.
Yeah.
Michael, if you're watching the show here, this is a message to you from Betsy Johnson. She wants to collect on that. Wow.
Yeah.
That was the year he won. He hit the shot in the corner. Was that that year?
That was the year they won.
Yeah.
Right? He hit that shot.
So he was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a freshman that year. Yeah.
Did you have any?
And then he came back. Well, you saw the picture. So he went out and he was rookie of the year with the Bulls, but then he got hurt. So he came back and graduated with my class. And that's when I saw him, and I was just like, what's up with that?
Where's my dinner? Yeah. Wow. How was Dean? Did you have any interactions with Dean?
I didn't have much with Dean at all. Anson did a lot because they really would brainstorm a lot. Like Anson looked up to him tremendously. And, Dean, I know sometimes would actually watch practices, ours, but I never really, I see him in one of the convenience stores. Hey, coach, how you doing? Hi. Probably had no clue. Might have known I was a soccer player, but wouldn't know my name.
Sure.
So
I was down there one summer, Betsy, for basketball camp. I was working the basketball camp because I was at Guilford. I was at Guilford 93 to 97.
All right, because I was down there doing soccer camps at the same time. And then Sean used to go down with me, even before he's old enough for soccer camp or before basketball camp. And then as soon as he's old enough for basketball camp, he did basketball camp while I was on soccer camp. The year that Vince Carter won the slam dunk contest,
oh my God,
he came back and he was doing the alumni game. And, Sean's sitting from like here on the floor to there where the hoop is, watching him do dunks and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Vince was incredible, but so Dean came in, all the counselors were out one night. Dean came in, he said hello to a bunch of people, then he left. And I'm like, oh my God, Dean Smith just walked out. I was like, and I ran out. I just said, hey, Coach Smith, I'd like to say hello. I'm visiting here. And he spoke to me like I was Michael Jordan. Like 5-10 minutes spoke to me. I felt like I was talking to God.
Yes.
He was so gracious, and I always loved Carolina, Chapel Hill. Wow. Well, you had some run, incredible. You then you came back north. Tell me about, you became a professor. You earned your doctorate with honors in sports management. A lot of different things here. Tell me after soccer, like, were you trying to coach? Were you trying to play?
No, actually, I was done. So I was pretty burnt out. As I said, it was very competitive. And when you get, you get to a level where you want to be the best, and you get to that level where you're close to that, and somebody's always coming up behind. You never get there and say, okay, I made it.
I'm here.
You never get there. You never get there because there's always somebody coming up behind you. So you're always trying harder and harder and harder. And so after I graduated, I did have an opportunity to play pro in Italy. And I was just like, I think I'm done. Everybody loves to play the game.
Sure.
It's the training.
Yeah.
I mean, the how hard you have to train to just constantly ascend.
Mm-hmm.
And I had met Phil at that point, and he said,
down there or up here?
Up here.
Up here.
I had met Phil, and he said, look, I don't want you ever to look back and say I wish I had. So go to Italy.
He said go.
Oh yeah.
You were just dating at that point.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So he tried to get rid of me then, and it didn't work.
Phil.
But I said to him then, and I remember this as well. I said, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, I'm going to remember this feeling. I said, I don't want to train like that anymore.
Yeah, your heart wasn't it?
I just don't want to train. And to this day, I can still remember, like I absolutely made the right choice. I don't regret not doing it because it was just so physically and mentally draining to train at that level.
Yeah.
So when I see the ones that have done it for like 8-10 years straight after that, it's like, good for them.
Yeah. But you had enough. Your cup was full. You won national championships. You played at the highest level. I could see that.
It was funny because my friends and I would live a little vicariously through each other because they were the ones going to the '92 Olympics, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And they text me and call me or something, or on the bus for this, or we're doing this, and you know, and I'm just like, oh, here's my little newborn and here's my 2-year-old. And they're like, oh my goodness, but you have kids and you're married. And I'm like, yeah, but you're on the Olympic bus right now. And so it, you know, worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Wow, what a great run here. So then you became a professor, fitness and sports management, and you said you worked locally at the colleges where I know you were involved, Sullivan?
Yeah, I was up at Sullivan. So prior to that, my undergrad degree was hospital administration. So I worked in a hospital for a while in administration.
Here at Bon Secours?
Up in Harris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I was in the emergency room. And then I was kind of out of the blue offered a director of Parks and Rec position to direct the Parks and Rec department. And I thought, you know, the business suits and pantyhose, that's pretty old. So yeah, went to Parks and Rec for a while. And then I, you know, that was good, especially with the little kids. And then I started my own soccer camp, and I started running my soccer camp. So I ran that for probably 18 years. Started training some teams, you know, all around Orange County, Ulster County, Sullivan County. And then kind of shifted from that. And again, once out of the blue, you know, got somebody at the college that was just like, we have this position open and, you know, I'd love to have you. And I was like, you know, and I was thrilled. I loved teaching. I loved, you know, when you say, I finally found what I really liked. I mean, not that I didn't like the other stuff, but I really enjoyed that level, you know, that level and the courses I was teaching.
When you had one of the best teachers ever here in Anson Dorrance. I mean, he's a teacher.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. That's, you know, even on my resume, they just, you know, you don't switch everything that says coach, switch that to teach.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what it is. You're teaching.
Yeah.
You know, when they talk about teaching philosophy and whatnot, it's just like same as my camp philosophy.
And you look at your boys here, one followed the path of your husband and one followed your path into coaching here. You have a son who's coaching at Mizzou, Missouri.
Mizzou.
That had to be hard to put yellow and black on versus.
It wasn't Duke.
It wasn't Duke.
And then, as my husband says, it's not Ohio State because he went to Michigan.
Okay, wow. So when Michigan plays Carolina, that must be a fun event in your house.
Oh, yeah. Early on, I remember what was that, in the late 80s? It was a national championship. That was Chris Webber's
That was the timeout?
After he walked and then did the timeout. Yeah, we actually had a friend come and sit in between us on the couch, and one half of her was Carolina, one half of her was Michigan. So it was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was the timeout?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
After the walk. Don't forget the walk.
Wow.
He slid that foot.
So tell me about your son and his coaching journey here. And,
so
you know, does he come to you for, you know, maybe some guidance here and there?
He used to. At this point, I'd probably go to him.
Yeah.
You know, so he really found his passion, which was great. He found his passion and he followed it. He's had he had 5 or 6 knee surgeries, so he couldn't play sports through high school. You know, he played middle school and whatnot.
He went to Eldred too?
No. So they started in Monticello and they both went to Burke. They graduated from Burke Catholic.
Gotcha.
And I think that's what really, plus what she tells me now, going down to Carolina with me and soccer camps and basketball camps and watching the training.
Yeah.
And, you know, each camp would have the strength and conditioning coaches come in and warm them up and stuff. And right from that, he just took to that and really found his passion. He knew, you know, he told us what a hard field it is to get into. You know, you have to start low and make your way up. So, but he's from what I'm told, I know he's my son, but from what I'm told by other coaches and people in the business, that he's very good at what he does. So
I would think so here. It's in the genes. You and your husband, fantastic. And their basketball program in the SEC, they're in a great spot there.
They're in a hopefully they had a tough year last year, but
the league where they are.
The SEC is so tough.
Yeah.
I mean, basketball in general is such parity now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
ACC is still number one.
Let's go Heels.
Let's be real. So Betsy, there's a ton of parents who watch the show. I have a 13-year-old soccer player. She's in the goal. You know, we got a lot of soccer parents out there who think their child's the next Mia Hamm, the next Betsy Johnson. What advice do you have? Again, I have a 13-year-old. She wants to play at the collegiate level. What advice do you have all the soccer moms, soccer parents out there for them and their journey with their young ones?
The biggest thing I would say, just make sure they enjoy it. Make sure, you know, when we had kids, everyone said, oh, they're going to be athletes because Phil's athletic and I'm athletic and oh, they're going to be this or that. And I'm just like, no, you know, and I didn't want to push them. When they were younger, I didn't want to push them. And Sean actually, would see me training other kids. And one day he actually came to me when he was about 10 years old. He was like, well, Mom, would you train me?
Wow.
But I, because I made
You
sure
didn't
not
want
to push them.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Make sure they enjoy it. And I'm a proponent of doing all different sports. I'm not a proponent of year round.
Correct.
I'm not a proponent. And anecdotally, so if you go back to my Carolina teams, knock on wood, I'm one of the few players that didn't have an ACL reconstruction or certain serious things. I'm also one of the very few players that didn't have any travel teams because of where I was from, didn't play year round. Whether that has something to do with it or not.
You were out there dodging BBs with your brothers.
I was working on my agility with the BB guns.
You got to move, strengthen that ACL.
I was out there with the agility, yeah.
I hear that a lot from people that played at a high level, the importance of those, just the different body movements, the different training. Yeah.
Plus, it helps for not being burnt out. Mentally, it's just like, oh, this is so much fun to play basketball again. Yeah. Oh, this is so much fun,
And how about for the athletes themselves? Again, my daughter, 13, they got the phone, they're out there. What would you tell the athletes themselves if they want to get there?
I would just, one of my mottos that I always say is just embrace the struggle. You're gonna get out of your comfort zone. It's so easy. When I was coaching at camps, it's just like when you cross that line, everything you do is at game speed. None of this, because everything you want to do is at game speed. So get out of your comfort zone, work on something. Everyone likes to, if you have a favorite shot, everyone likes to work on what they're good at. Get out of your comfort zone, embrace the struggle. But at the biggest thing though is enjoy what you're doing. Just you can't fake passion. So if you have a passion for it, embrace the struggle. And
all that time you'll put in high school and training, and now it's really a family thing, especially where we live. You're driving everywhere. You're driving. Your kids went to Burke. You're driving there. These travel teams and all that kind of stuff. So it makes sense. Betsy, I got to say hi to Brad's watching. Now it's personal, Brad. It's upside down. Again, check this out, friends. He's watching now, and the link is in the show notes. Might have to get Betsy one with a little Carolina soccer here, Brad. So give him a shout. Betsy, anything you wanted to offer or talk about that I didn't ask you?
You have any other questions?
I do. You went into a world of fitness here. Again, physical education and sports management. You're obviously very active now, and you keep moving. What advice would you have? I'm turning 49 this summer. I'm trying to survive and thrive myself. What advice would you have for us to continue to be in shape and lead a healthy lifestyle?
But, when you mentioned that, I said the key term there is lifestyle. As you know, what you do day in and day out turns into week in and week out, turns into month in and month out, becomes your habits. That's your lifestyle. So you have to embrace something that intrinsically motivates you, something that you want to do. Because, if I was decided I'm going to go out and start running, that last 3 days and I'm like, I hate this. Find something you enjoy, but it can't be a 2 week. Like I have a class reunion in 2 weeks, so I'm going to start working out and eat better. And then 2 weeks comes and you're done. It's a lifestyle. So you have to really find something that really intrinsically motivates you. What is your motivation for wanting to do that? Find what motivates you and find something you enjoy.
How about the food? How does the food tie into that? You're 18. You could eat 2 pizzas and a box of donuts. It's not a problem. I do that. I look like a box of donuts when I'm done. How does the food work into that the older we get?
My thought, I'm going to pick and choose. I'm going to, I usually eat pretty well and I like to eat well, but I'm also a big chicken wing fan. I like good chicken wings, a good IPA, there's certain things I like. So,
yes. Together.
Absolutely. But, so if I'm going to do that, then I'm not going to have the cookies, pick and choose, make your choices, but pick and choose. So yeah, do I want the cookies or do I want the ice cream or do I want the chicken wings? So just pick and choose. I'm not denying myself much, but it's definitely something I've gotten better at over the years.
Where's your wing spot? Where's your go to?
Here's a shout out.
Where's your go to?
BVH, Berryville Hotel in Berryville. They have been they were the Wing Fest champ for years. The Mid Hudson Wing Bowl. They won it for years. And they were finally told, look, we got to give to somebody else. So they don't even go at this point.
Wow.
They,
It's like Carolina soccer.
and actually, I shout out to it, my freshman year jersey that I scored the game-winning goals hanging there.
Stop it.
It is. It is.
Say it again. Berryville.
Berryville Hotel. It's in Berryville. BVH. It's probably the best sports bar. They have the best wings. They have so many flavors. It's a great spot. Anybody goes, John behind the bar. John's the owner. Tell him I sent you.
I'm gonna say put it on Betsy's tab when I go. We love wings also. I think it's funny you call them chicken wings though. You don't call them wings?
No.
You say chicken wings.
Did I say chicken
You
wings?
did, yeah.
I used to say pizza pie too.
Well, I love both of those.
Or tuna
Betsy.
fish.
Yeah, I love both of those. But that's a great point about moderation and choice.
That's what it is, moderation and choice. And
someone told me once, oh, what's the best sports equipment? And the answer was the one you use.
exactly. Yeah. What's the best workout? The one you're going to do consistently.
Yeah. What's the best sneaker? The ones you feel best in, you're going to run it. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Betsy, this has been great. My motto is surviving and thriving. I say it. It's kind of my journey. You said about embracing the struggle.
Embrace the struggle.
Let's take the word "and" out of there. Surviving blank thriving. What are you putting in? What habit? What mindset? What strategy are you putting in there? Surviving blank thriving. What are you putting in?
Surviving. I would put in there, but thriving. To me, surviving is like I'm skating by and I'm okay. Thriving is like I'm up here. I'm carpe diem. I'm enjoying the day. I'm seizing the day. I'm making everything out of the day. So that's what I put in there.
I love it.
Thriving.
Jump in and say hello, friends. Again, Betsy Johnson Conaty, right here in Matamoros, lives locally now. And again, to be able to talk to somebody who's done these things, and again, your doctorate, all these things you did here are just incredible. I'm looking for the book, Betsy, that'll be coming out one day. Phil, we chatted about that. So, but really, your story is very inspiring.
Thank you.
Women, young women, for anybody who wants to, try to get to that level. Betsy has done it when it was not as easy of a path, I would say. Easy is not the right word. Public of
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't easy. It's not easier now. There's just, I don't know, you Google and you can find ways. We didn't have that.
Yes, exactly.
You made it from Eldred to Carolina. That's impressive.
And the only option other than my high school team was the Empire State Games.
Correct.
Whereas now, you have the ODPs, you have the select teams, you have all these other teams that you can go on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Much bigger pool to draw from too, though. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Betsy, I like rapid fire. These are quick questions. This is kind of like what do they call it? Stop time. Go. This is it.
Right.
Here
I
at
got
the
to
end.
go fast, right? You got to go
All
fast
right.
here.
Here we go. Last book you read.
Right now, I'm reading The Westies. You know about The Westies?
No.
It's the Irish gang and from Hell's Kitchen. It's an interesting read.
Shooting people with BB guns.
Well, they're not BB guns.
Last movie you saw.
I don't sit around much.
Not a movie.
I do remember I did see Top Gun Maverick recently, but if the TV's on in our house, there's a ball or a puck in it. I'm not a sitter.
I love it.
Not a sitter.
I mentioned to Betsy I watched The Green Book. Wow. Incredible movie there. Highly recommend it if you're looking for a movie. Last concert you went to?
Boy. Bethel Woods pre-COVID.
Yeah,
Bethel Woods.
It's a nice place to go.
That's a great place.
It's a nice place to go.
I'm just not a crowds people. I'm sounding like I'm really weird. Like I don't watch TV. I don't go to concerts, but I am what I am.
It's just you like that quiet spot. Yeah. I dig that. Favorite place to travel?
Wow. So Phil and I have been scuba divers for like 37 years, and we have been all over. We've been to Guanaja, Roatan, Curacao, all through the Keys, Bahamas, Bermuda, Turks and Caicos, Curacao, Mexico, scuba diving.
Wow.
And so Bermuda's definitely a favorite. Turks and Caicos is a favorite. And then aside from scuba diving, we've been to Ireland a number of times. So I like that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice warm weather. What's your cold weather hack? It's so cold up here. The older I get, the less I like the cold.
We have a great cold weather hack.
Give it to me.
We go down to the Keys for 3 months.
Come on, really?
Not 3 months. We don't. Yeah, we left. We leave usually in January, and we get back in March sometimes. Yeah.
Find a little Carolina bar down there in the Keys.
So the last 3 years, we rented a place right in the Keys, in the Middle Keys, in Marathon.
Wow.
This year, I don't know that we're not gonna be in the Keys for any length of time, but we're gonna be in Florida for a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Karaoke song. If you're at a karaoke bar, what are you singing?
Have you ever heard of "I'm Not"?
you know. Well, who's your favorite singer?
Oh, I have. I'm very eclectic. I mean, I'm a parrot head. I love Jimmy Buffett. I like Mumford and Sons.
Oh,
I like
I love that.
Bob Marley or some like stick figure, traditional Irish music like the Furies.
You and I can hang out.
Just a little bit everywhere. Yeah.
One Love, the Bob Marley movie
yeah.
was very good.
Oh, was it?
It was very good.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple lines in there. This summer, I will fill in the blank.
This summer, I will thrive. This summer,
U.S. women's soccer is.
I think they are rebranding and re-identifying.
Let's fire the men's coach.
Yeah, that's another whole Carolina.
Should hire Betsy Johnson. Yeah. UNC women's soccer is.
UNC women's soccer is that they better get their butts together and win a national championship.
You heard it, Coach Dorrance,
Yeah.
from Betsy herself.
Yeah. I love all the pros. I love that you're sending them out more than any other college, but we want national championships too.
A pet peeve of yours.
Ooh. Loud noises that don't have to, the motorcycles, the cars, the trucks that like. That's
Right here, I'm on the street. It's so loud. Right?
And people, Phil's gonna laugh at this. People who have to blast their music when they're in a group. Like there's the beach over there, and there's 50 people, but there's these 5 people blasting. Like what?
You don't need to listen to them.
What makes them think that the other 45 people want to listen to that? I mean, I just think it's rude. So that's my pet peeve.
I love it.
Yep. Yeah.
At 8 a.m. on Saturday morning, I feel fill in the blank.
Saturday, I'm retired. Well, I adjunct, I teach, but Saturday at 8 a.m. is no different than any other day at 8 a.m. So it's carpe diem. I am ready to embrace the day.
Seize the day. Your exercise routine? Are you on it?
Yeah. We have our own routines. So we have a gym at the house. So I do weights. Do chest and back, or legs or core or something. I do that. I'll either do elliptical or Peloton. I've been getting a little bit more into some yoga, flexibility, and mobility.
For stretching. Yeah. Something about Betsy Johnson Conaty that people do not know about.
I think I told everybody everything here today, right? I told you what I like to eat. Well, no, there's
the chicken wings.
Okay, so I am a foodie. I love food. I eat. I kind of eat like a man. I do.
You're moving.
I finished my husband's plate.
You gotta keep it moving. Yeah, well, you're in phenomenal shape, though, and I am too. I love to eat and go out to nice places to eat. All right, here we go. Long walk or gym workout?
Gym workout and a Peloton, a gym workout, and then I love a long walk for just to do it. It wouldn't be my workout though, but I enjoy a long walk. Yeah. It's not a
beach, pool, or lake.
River. We live on the river right
I'm
here.
gonna have to add that.
We moved down to the river. So I grew up on the river in Pondaddy. I wasn't on the river. I was about 200 yards off, but we grew up playing in the river all the time. We had a pool at the house, and my dad would always say, "Why are you always in the river?" Because we love it. So we moved down here, I don't know, 400 years ago or something. Now we're down a spot right on the river. I'm in the river. I'm on the river. I'm paddleboarding. My friend Sally's watching too. She's everybody.
What up, Sally?
And we paddleboard right all the way. We start in April. We'll go through till December if we can.
So you go up?
Yeah, we'll go up to Mongo, get out at our house. We'll start last year when it was higher and faster. We'll start at our house, get out in Milford, or just around our house. Just paddleboard around. But the river is clean, crystal clear right now. It's clean as anything. You can't go to a lake and see everything in it. I love the ocean. Takes wear and tear on everything there with the salt. Yeah. So I'm a river girl.
I gotta add that. That's good. Yeah. Book or audio book?
Tactile book. I want a book.
Vacation this summer.
I live in a vacation house on vacation.
Permanent vacation.
I live in, yeah. So we used to always do the summer things with the kids and beaches, but it's hard to drag me away from the river. It really is. I don't want to go anywhere.
When you get an ice cream this summer, what's your order? What do you get?
Moose tracks.
From here, is that Polar Bear or
anywhere?
Anywhere.
But the pink place there.
Yeah.
We called it when it opened up. We first called it the pink place. So.
My daughter works at the dairy bar in Milford.
Oh,
so
really?
you have to go check her out. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Betsy, this was fantastic. I'm a quote person. I love quotes.
Mm-hmm.
You have a quote to end this with?
I just, again, mine was always carpe diem. I'm just, I get up and I just
Seize the day.
I go. I'm afraid I'll pass a minute by that I'm not enjoying something or miss something and that doesn't mean I'm always just active. I mean, we sit out there just down on the river and just watch it, watch the eagles and take it in, but just carpe diem.
You've had a great run here. It's impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's impressive. This is Betsy Conaty, friends. Carolina Soccer. Google her, check her out. Incredible. Betsy, I'd love to come to one of your classes, maybe jump in, electronically here with one of your classes or something.
Absolutely.
But I want to stay in touch. Best to your sons on
Thank
their
you.
journeys. You have a grandson,
Caden. We have a grandson Caden, and of course this is totally unbiased and objective, but he's just adorable.
The number one out there. Yeah.
Totally unbiased and objective, but yes, he's adorable.
Hopefully many more to come. Again, whether you're a soccer mom, soccer parent watching this, what a great run there, and just so pleased to be able to chat with you.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
I have so many more stories that I didn't even tell you.
We're going to write them down, and I'm going to read them in the book here. Yeah, a lot to say. But hey, maybe you come back. I know you're going to probably come back for Leadership Day next year.
Yes.
So maybe when you come back from the Keys, we'll talk a little Carolina soccer during the season.
Absolutely.
They're in the spring, right?
No. The off season's the spring. They're in the fall.
So Carolina women's soccer will play this fall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
National championship is usually like the first weekend in December.
Got it marked on the calendar. All right, you tell you what, maybe why don't we do that? Maybe we'll have you, maybe right if they're there. Yeah, if they're there. Yeah, we'll see. Coach Dorrance, you got the message here from one of your players. So, but let's sign off here on the podcast. Betsy Conaty here joining us again. I do want to give a shout out to the sponsor. Check them out. Now It's Personal. Really cool stuff you can hang here. I don't even know, Brad. Is it laminate? Is it like
I thought it was almost ceramic. It's not ceramic.
Feels wood.
I think it's laminate, actually. Yeah.
It's gorgeous. So your logo hanging in your room. Check out Brad's company there. Now It's Personal. Let's sign off here, Betsy. Thanks for coming on. And go Heels.
Thanks for having me. Go Heels. And we got to go Mizzou too. Got to go Mizzou.
They're the Tigers.
Mizzou Tigers.
Yeah. Look at you being neutral too, wearing orange here. Yellow. I got Carolina blue.
Orange. This is orange.
Peach. You can fit in the Keys with
It's
that
not
color.
orange.
It's not Carolina blue. I know that.
It's not.
Check out Betsy and her story there. We're going to push her to write a book here. A tremendous athlete, right here in our backyard. So, Betsy, thanks.
Thank you.
See you, friends.